I'm going to share my iPad screen and I'll show you how this works. So this app right here is the one we need, and I'm going to move it over here. Spark Page. Spark Page is the app that we need. Yes, we were. Yep. So if you haven't done so yet, you're going to go to self-service, and I can show that again. This top left icon on my iPad, self-service. Search Spark, and then the top right there, Adobe Spark Page. Adobe Spark Page. That's the one you need. So if you haven't gotten the app yet, definitely download the app.
How do we sign into that?
Okay, so here's what they want us to do. Yep, so at the bottom, have an Adobe ID, whatever, log in, right there. And you're gonna use your My Bethel credentials, your My Bethel, just like you were logging in on My Bethel. So I'll log in again. Oops. I chose company or school account. It's going to make me log in again. This is probably more complicated than the actual assignment. The logging in. I have to do it again. Wait, I don't need it there. But I got to stop sharing my screen. Y'all watch me type in my password. Okay, let me share my screen again. And it worked for me. It was able to log in after that step. And after that step, that last step, it logged in. It just hasn't shown. There it goes. We're going to create, each of us, our own Adobe Spark page using our iPads. And this is what is going to be your Digital Photo 2 portfolio. And the first cover or title page should include your name, the current year, your high school, and then the words Digital Photo 2 portfolio. And then, then there's a bit of a writing assignment, but it's about you, so you'll be okay. I'm gonna click the plus sign, that plus sign that was in the bottom there. And I'm gonna start with adding a photo, right? And you can use whatever photo you want so long as it is school appropriate. So right away I click photo, and if you don't have the photo on your iPad, you're gonna have to get that photo over to your iPad. And then, isn't there like albums? I guess not. Recents. But you can scroll through all the different photos that are on your iPad until you find the one that you want to use. And maybe I'll use, I don't know, this one. All right, so first step is done. I got a photo in there. Where it says add a title, you just click on it, tap one time. Your title needs to be your name. And then where it says add a subtitle, you're gonna click there, add a subtitle, and that needs to be the current year. And I'm looking at the Canvas page on my laptop to tell you what information goes there. So the current year, and I'm gonna use these little dividers like that. your high school, which for us is Grand Caucasan. You could put just GKHS if you wanted, or you could spell it all the way out, your call. And then the words digital photo 2 portfolio. So there's that. Any questions so far? So can it be any image? It needs to be an image that you have taken a photo of. That's all, right? And you don't have to do this right now, but this first part that I'm working on is due by the 18th. So if you don't have a photo right now, you can put the photo in later. You could just put the name and the other information. So can it be any image was the question I got? Yes, but it has to be any image that you have actually taken, a photo that you have taken. It can't be like, you know, some meme off of the internet, right? It needs to be images that you've taken. You could use a photo from last year. Yeah, absolutely. So after this page here, where it says scroll to start writing your story, you just tap on that arrow or slide up. There it is. And we're going to add the word personality profile. So where it says this whole, you know, you've got this plus sign, you click on the plus sign, it gives you this list of things we can add here. We're going to add text, the second option over. Text. And when we do that, in the top left corner, well, the whole top menu bar there becomes things to format that text. And so we want to make this a heading, I'll use H2. And on the right side, here, let me type it first. So personality profile. This is basically an about me section is what I have gathered. So you can format all of this center, right in the top right corner there. You can make it to the right, to the left. On mobile devices, centered text works best. On mobile devices, centered text works best. How do you get photos off a camera to the iPad? Well, so great question, Nathan. What kind of camera? I guess there's so many different ways. You could take your SD card out of the camera, and if you have a computer, put that in the computer, download the image, and then email it to yourself. Or if your computer happens to be a Mac, you could AirDrop it from the Mac to your iPad. They make these little things that you can connect to your iPad that you can then insert your SD card directly into the iPad. If the camera has Wi-Fi, yeah, you can put it into Google Photos, upload it into Google Photos, and then go to Google Photos on your iPad and download it. Kayla, you can't download the app. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'll give everybody a moment to catch up if they need to. What's happening when you try to download the app? Like what's it telling you? You can sync Google Photos to Adobe Spark page. What's it doing when you download the app, Kayla? Oh, I'm a knucklehead. There we go. Okay, press install and then it'll say it's downloading and self-service is crashing. So if I were you, I would do this first. I can send off an email to the tech department and get some clear answers, but I would double, press the home button and just start deleting apps except for Zoom. Unless you want to delete all of the apps, like kill all the apps, where you can go in here and swipe them away. Even Zoom, try to download it and then come back to the Zoom. And let me know what happens. So Adrian's saying you can sync Google Photos to the Adobe Spark page. I'm not sure on how to do that, but I bet it's, there we go. Creative Cloud, there it is. So to do that, for those of you interested, that plus sign, like you were gonna add a photo, if you're already on my iPad, there's a blue left caret or arrow up here. You go back and then you can go to Google Photos, continue and sign in. For those of you that want to use that option. Okay, so we were here at the personality profile. I'm going to go over to Canvas, which I need to put on the other page. And here's what it says for that personality profile. Begin after the title page, a headline that reads personality profile. Next, create a paragraph, right? So at least 5 sentences. For me, a paragraph is at least 5 sentences. Create a paragraph and write a descriptive personality profile, informing the reader of your individuality, likes, interests, hobbies, lifestyle. This could be accomplishments, all kinds of stuff, but just what makes you, you. This is what you're writing there. And then there's a bunch of suggestions. What is my biggest accomplishment in life so far? My feelings of pride on that completion. What subject or issue do I currently find interesting, or what subject am I passionate about? What's my favorite way to spend my time? What separates me from the rest of the world, as in being a unique individual? What is my favorite strength, skill, or talent? What do I as an individual aspire towards with regard to making a living, profession, career, or life goal? Why? Right, that's a great question. Why? Why is that your life goal? If you could change one thing in this world, what would it be? What is your biggest interest in any kind of art? Whether, it doesn't have to just be photography, even though it's a photography class, right? Lots of you are probably interested in other forms of art. But why do those interest you? How do you follow your interests and hobbies? Does it lead you to new ones, right? So there's this whole suggestion of things that you could talk about in your personality profile. I am going to use this, and then I'm just going to add a little bit to it. Copy. Right, because I already have something there. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go into Spark page. I'm going to hit that plus sign. I'm going to hit text. And for now, I'm just going to paste. And then, but it doesn't really talk about my hobbies and interests, right? Like, so, and I might not want it to be in third person. Maybe I might want to switch everything to being like, I have an MFA, right? Instead of it talking about me from outside of myself. But for now, I'm just going to add my interests. I'd like to spend my free time writing quizzes that I think will crush the souls of children in my photography class. No. Playing music. So I like to play drums and guitar. Playing music. I do like to write. And There we go. So that's it. This is where you need to get to by the 18th. By the 18th. I'm going to show the rest of this because eventually I'm going to put like the video up of how to do this. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. Okay. Man. This thing hates me. There we go. It's center. I just prefer that for mobile devices. So this would be it. So you need an image that you have taken, a photo that you have taken, then the 2020 Your High School Digital Photo 2 portfolio, then a heading, right, H1 or H2, that says personality profile, and then a paragraph about you. A paragraph about you. And at this point, you have to get the URL and share it to the assignment. So I'm going to go through how to do that. That way the video will be live and up there on the Canvas page for us. Share your Spark page. And you want to make sure it defaults to the clipboard there. And you can choose to, show that it's written by you or not. But create a public link. Create public link. So there it is. And it automatically copies it to the clipboard, meaning it's as if you have highlighted those, the URL and clicked copy. So I'll click done. I'll go into Canvas. And I'm in the syllabus. I was like, what? And under Portfolio Start, you'll submit in a text box. In a text box, you'll submit that URL.